It's natural to have doubts about this selection, but a well-known NFL analyst shared his thoughts on the strategy adopted by the San Francisco 49ers, pointing out that it could be a savvy move. If you're interested in daily 49ers content, consider following along. I'm deeply grateful to everyone for being part of this community. Now, let's be honest. What was your reaction when you saw the San Francisco 49ers take Indiana quarterback Curtis Rohr with the 227th overall pick in the 7th round of the 2025 draft? What thoughts ran through your mind at that moment? On one hand, the 49ers had pressing needs to address and could have chosen a player who might emerge as a third quarterback. On the other hand, the team understands the value of maintaining a strong quarterback room, something underscored by the rise of Mr. Irrelevant, Brock Purdy, at pick 262. So, if you were the general manager, why would you pass up on filling more immediate needs in your roster in order to secure a backup for your backup? I can lay out 5 reasons that will be highlighted throughout this discussion. To start, someone with a more respected viewpoint than mine made some intriguing observations about Curtis Rohr, as reported by a reliable source. That report analyzes why this evaluator believes the 7th-round quarterback is a valuable option for the 49ers. San Francisco chose to focus on a quarterback who may not even see the field during his first year's practices, rather than take any offensive lineman available, and at least one notable analyst backed this decision. That specialist argued that you could fairly call Rohr the most polished and cerebral quarterback in the 2025 class. In areas like timing, anticipation, and accuracy, he stands out among the draft's best signal callers. In the 2025 class, there's indeed a quarterback who really shines in skill and subtlety. When it comes to timing, anticipation, and precision in his throws, this athlete truly excels. He is considered one of the best available, especially given the 49ers' offensive demands. His ability to process reads is solid, demonstrating both physical and mental toughness. Remarkable, considering he played through a torn ACL. His footwork and balance were noteworthy, and though he didn't possess elite arm strength, his playing style fits Kyle Shanahan's system perfectly. It's becoming clear why the team took interest in him, even though we haven't completed this analysis yet. This quarterback played every snap despite an injury that required surgery after the season. The 49ers selected him fully aware that his practice reps under Coach Shanahan might be limited. He went 13th among the 14 QBs drafted, completing 69.4% of his passes for 3,042 yards with 29 touchdowns and 5 interceptions. He finished 9th in Heisman Trophy voting and led Indiana to its best season in school history. His performance averaged 9.5 yards per attempt, surpassed only by Ole Miss's Jackson Dart, a first-round pick. What we can observe is that, although he may initially appear destined for a backup role, his success as a starter will depend on the offense's efficiency, particularly a strong running game, quick passing, and play-action elements, all hallmarks of the Niners. So it all makes a lot of sense. This is a summary of why the 49ers were not only motivated to draft this quarterback, but also why he could become a valuable long-term asset. There is considerable interest in acquiring a player like this, and it's crucial to investigate why he could be a great fit for the team and a promising asset over time. 7th-round selections are often viewed as high-risk gambles. While not pure lottery tickets, they carry a high chance of failure alongside a high potential reward. These athletes may never develop as expected, but if they do, they can bring significant benefits to the franchise. This brings us back to the question I posed at the outset of this conversation. What do you think? Why would the team choose a player in the 7th round? They've already shown they value drafting quarterbacks, as evidenced by last year's pick when they failed to draft a quarterback early and still needed one. This approach is common for them, so I'm curious to hear your perspective on this choice, especially given the many factors that lead teams to select quarterbacks in this phase of the draft. The value placed on the quarterback position remains substantial, even in the 7th round, because it offers low risk and high upside. As mentioned, finding a success story this late in the draft is challenging, but recent examples show that impressive outcomes are possible, albeit rare. Investing in these players can result in future starters or reliable backups, which is extremely valuable for any team. Even if a player never takes a regular season snap, he may still become a desirable trade asset for other organizations. For example, while the comparison might not be perfect, consider a player chosen in an earlier round who went on to provide value simply because he played quarterback and had some game experience that allowed him to stand out and earn a starting role, even if his performance wasn't spectacular. The same logic applies here. You're bringing in someone who could become a valuable asset, even if you never see him wearing your uniform on Sundays. This draft featured 11 selections. That reinforces my belief that the team was willing to use a pick on a quarterback. It signals something. If they really needed an offensive lineman so badly that they had 11 picks and none went to a quarterback, not even in the 7th round, then I'd say they committed far greater errors than most would care to admit. So, I don't see it as hyperbole. I know many are unhappy with this decision, and I understand. I get what they're saying. They'd like to keep drafting purely by need, but part of the value of having 11 picks is the ability to add depth elsewhere. A quarterback can be a future asset. And of course, there's the very real concern that if something happens to the starter, who has battled injuries every year, there's insurance in practice squad rules allowing a player to be elevated on game day to serve as your third quarterback, or even second in certain scenarios. If something happened to Brock Purdy, the NFL's new practice squad provisions could prove quite helpful, enabling a player from that group to be promoted on game day as a third quarterback or, in specific cases, a second quarterback. Moreover, if he stays healthy, the player in question will keep developing under the 49ers coaching staff, working to carve out his own path similar to another quarterback's journey. He won't remain on a roster indefinitely if Purdy maintains the level of play we've come to expect. But if Brock stays relatively healthy, this rookie should make progress too. Here is an athlete who, under a rookie contract, needs to integrate into the group, which is essential. But it's reasonable to assume there are expectations for his potential when compared to others to fight for a spot. They won't carry 4 quarterbacks, so ultimately it will come down to one of these 2 players, either the first or the second one mentioned. It stands to reason that his selection occurred because they believe he has a better chance to outshine the other player. We'll have to wait and see how things unfold, but they will keep bringing in new talent for training. The upside, if all pieces click, is significant for this role. In the end, reflecting on both viewpoints and weighing the options, I wouldn't have preferred that the team draft strictly by need each round in pursuit of what some might call an ideal draft. I'm not a general manager, so don't take my comments too seriously when it comes to draft strategy. I recognize that many were skeptical about choosing a quarterback, but I really am confident in this decision. The potential value and return on a player like this, provided he performs as well as expected in this system, could be hugely beneficial in the long run, even if he ends up playing for another team down the road. I see it as a solid move, and I trust this pick. Many great players have been added, and he's one of them. The rookie minicamp is coming up soon, and I'm very excited for it. I can't wait to dive into the details. So stay tuned so you don't miss a thing. I wish you all an excellent weekend and a fantastic start to the week. The underlying question remains, what might unfold once camp begins and this rookie quarterback takes the field under the 49ers' tutelage? With Brock Purdy entrenched as the starter and consistent reports of his health improving, the path to meaningful playing time for Curtis Rohr may be narrow. Yet, the very act of drafting him suggests the organization perceives traits, mental acuity, competitive toughness, and coachable mechanics that could pay dividends if opportunity arises. As practices progress, Rohr will be measured not only by his arm talent, but by his decision-making under pressure, his ability to process pre-snap reads, and his rapport with the receiving corps. It is reasonable to assume that, even in a limited role, his presence on the practice field will influence the offense's work every day. Preparing against a quarterback of his caliber can sharpen defenses and compel the veteran signal callers to elevate their performances. Moreover, in the event of an injury to a starter or backup during the season, Rohr's familiarity with Shanahan's term. Ultimately, the decision speaks to the 49ers' broader philosophy. Prioritize smart, character-driven athletes who fit the system, even if they require time to develop. In an era when first-round running backs and pass rushers dominate headlines, Choosing a quarterback in round 7 is unconventional, but perhaps exactly the kind of calculated gamble that builds sustained success. As fans and analysts, our task now is to observe Roar's progression, assess his impact on the team dynamic, and remain open to the possibility that the next game day elevation from the practice squad could yield a surprising breakthrough. But before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe to 49ers Zone and hit the like button on this video. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on the San Francisco 49ers. And don't forget to share your thoughts on the news in the comments below. In a groundbreaking move that has sent shockwaves through the NFL, Josh Allen, one of the league's brightest quarterbacks, has agreed to a jaw-dropping contract with the San Francisco 49ers. The deal, reported to be worth a staggering amount, is expected to reshape the future of the team and the dynamics of the NFC. Josh Allen, the 27-year-old star quarterback, has been one of the most electrifying players in the NFL over the past few seasons. Known for his powerful arm, ability to extend plays with his legs, and leadership on the field, Allen has been a central figure for the Buffalo Bills. However, in a surprise turn of events, the Bills were unable to retain their prized signal caller as Allen chose to test free agency, ultimately choosing to join the 49ers in one of the most lucrative contracts in NFL history. The 49ers, who have been a perennial powerhouse in the NFC, have long been in search of a quarterback who can elevate their offense to new heights. Despite boasting a talented roster, including a top-tier defense and one of the league's most potent running games, they had yet to find a quarterback who could consistently deliver in the postseason. That search has now ended with the acquisition of Josh Allen. The deal marks a new era for the 49ers, who have shown a commitment to competing at the highest level. The signing of Allen signifies the team's ambition to return to the Super Bowl, and it sends a strong message to the rest of the league. With Allen's ability to make plays both in the air and on the ground, the 49ers now have a quarterback capable of leading them to glory. Allen's decision to leave Buffalo wasn't an easy one, as he built a strong bond with the team and its fan base. However, the opportunity to join a Super Bowl contender and play in one of the most prestigious franchises in NFL history was too good to pass up. The 49ers' offer, both in terms of financial compensation and long-term security, was a key factor in his decision-making process. The move has already sparked intense discussions among fans, analysts, and former players. Many believe that Allen's unique skill set will mesh perfectly with the 49ers' offensive scheme, which has been known for its creative play calling and dynamic running game. With a quarterback like Allen at the helm, the team's offensive potential is limitless. For the 49ers, the acquisition of Allen provides them with a quarterback who can make every throw on the field and take the offense to the next level. Whether it's launching deep bombs down the sideline, threading the needle with precision passes, or using his legs to escape pressure and gain crucial yards, Allen brings an unmatched versatility to the table. With this contract, Josh Allen not only secures his financial future, but also cements his place among the league's elite quarterbacks. He will now look to lead the 49ers on a championship quest and prove that his decision to join the team was the right one. As the NFL offseason continues to unfold, one thing is clear. Josh Allen's move to San Francisco has reshaped the landscape of the league, and the 49ers are now considered one of the most dangerous teams in the NFC. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the San Francisco 49ers, make sure to subscribe to 49ers Zone and give this video a like. We always look forward to hearing your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.